Hi there, everybody. It's Wednesday, and I'm Wanda, and so I wanted to give you a little update. It's mid-year 2016, so it's June, early June, and I just wanted to update you a bit. I have some notes, and I laid them over here, so let me uh, put this up here so I can see it because I want to hit on a couple of points. So anyway, an update for 2018. Did I say 2016? Okay, never mind. Anyway, yesterday I was doing a little maintenance on my YouTube channel, and I went back and watched my very first Wednesday with Wanda, which was on January the 17th, 2018. And I was talking about how it was cold and snowy, and I was sort of captured in my home, and I was making plans for 2018. Well, it sort of struck me when I watched it because there were several things on there that I had laid out a plan to do, even said what month I was going to do them or have them done. And here it is, a couple of those things. The time is now for them to be done, and they're not yet done. So I just wanted to talk about that a bit. So the first thing that I talked about on that was about my bread book that I'm working on, which is sort of a cookbook, um, family story, kind of personal memoirs, sort of stories, cookbook slash inspirational kind of thing. Um, in my video from January the 17th, I said that I was going to have that done by spring and actually have it finished and actually launch it in June or July. Well, it's nowhere near done. I have worked on it some, but not near enough to have it finished. And so that's a little bit of a bummer. Um, I did get somewhat sidetracked on my uncle's book, and then who knows what else life just happens. Also, I mentioned in there that I was going to get Emmanuel, the Bible study for Advent, ready so that I could have it published so that it would be ready by, oh, hey there, so that it would be ready by Christmas 2018. I haven't even checked into how I'm going to get that accomplished yet because it's a very small project, so I don't really know. I don't think my self publisher um, will be up to that project. So I still have to work on that. And let's see, what else did I mention? Oh yes. So at that time, I was reading Call to Create. I had just started it, and this ended up being a phenomenal book. And you can kind of see from the bookmarks and the highlighting. I just really was blown away by this book, and had actually I'd made some remarks about it, how much I loved it, and actually got an email from Jordan Rayner asking me to do a review on Amazon, which that was kind of nice. And I'm sure he sent that out to a bunch of people, but whatever, it was nice. And that was the reason I'd gone back and watched my YouTube uh, video from January, was because I thought in January I had mentioned this book. Well, I did. And so that was great. And I read that. And I also mentioned in that video that I was just starting pottery lessons. And that's what I've been, hey, cut me some slack. That's what I've been doing since January is I've been taking these pottery classes at the Clay Lady Studio here in Nashville. And what a blast they were. I actually took 8 weeks classes. I should have brought a piece of pottery in my office to show you, but maybe for another video I'll do that. But I took the 8 classes that my daughters had bought for me. And then, I don't know, I just got so caught up in it that I signed up for another 8 weeks. And I was surprised, actually, how much I improved from the first 8 weeks to the second 8 weeks. So by the end of it, I did actually make a couple of things that I would be proud to show you. And so I'll do that next time. But I've been so busy in May that this is the first Wednesday with Wanda that I've done, and it's June. And I don't think I did any at all during May, and so I'm sorry about that. But we had graduations and my birthday, and then, of course, Mother's Day and all kinds of things. And if you're like our family, in May gets very busy, school getting out, all that kind of crazy stuff going on. So so here I am. And then also, when I was doing that little update on my YouTube channel yesterday, I also discovered there is another Wanda that has Wednesdays with Wanda. And how dare she? But, you know, there's very few words that start with a W. And so Wednesday, you know, I don't know, I guess it's just a natural thing. But anyway. So there's that. This is a book that I just finished. I am not a big reader, and I'm an author, but I'm not a big reader. I have multiple books, novels that I have on my Kindle, or at least on my Fire tablet, and I just never take the time to read. But I do always do some reading, some quiet time, devotion, reading my Bible, prayers, you know, that sort of thing in the mornings. And so my good friend Donna Pierce, who I interviewed on one of my Wednesdays with Wanda, gave me this book. It's by Liz Curtis Higgs, 31 Proverbs to Light Your Path. And this has been a really nice study. I've got a lot out of this, and Donna, I actually finished it, so I'm so excited about that. So, yesterday, I started a new book, which was recommended, and I can't remember whether it was in this Call to Create book, or somehow I found out about Michael Hyatt's book, Your Best Year Ever. Now, those of us in Nashville may know Michael Hyatt's name because I think he was CEO of, the Christian publishing house that was here that's now been taken over by HarperCollins. It'll come to me in a minute. Anyway, my daughter worked there, and she knew Michael Hyatt, and she told me when she worked there how great Michael Hyatt's blog was. And he kind of got swept up in, you know, all the layoffs and stuff that they had there. And so he left there, and he landed on his feet, and he has some good stuff. So anyway, I've started this. So I just started this yesterday. And so what got me thinking about this was I started just the very first chapter, and he talks about doing New Year's resolutions and why they fail, and how unsuccessful New Year's resolutions are. And so that's what got me thinking about going back and watching that Wednesday with Wanda from January to see what I actually said. And so sure enough, you know, here it is, June, and those things have not been accomplished. But that's okay, because I am going to read this book, and it's the best year ever, but I'm going to read it now. And I think, you know, June is a good time to reset, right? It's never too late. And so I'm going to read this now, and I'll let you know later how that goes, and we can get going on those things. So now, sad news. You know, one of my interests is fashion and So I've got all, I'm all interested in doing this capsule wardrobe and all that kind of stuff. And so if you're interested in knowing more about that, I did make a video behind the scenes in my closet recently, which was pretty hysterical. But anyway, so sad news. Kate Spade committed suicide yesterday. And for those of that maybe don't follow fashion, she was a very well-known and highly successful designer, probably best known for her handbags and her accessories. She had sold her company a few years ago, but it was a very successful line. It's a very successful brand. Um, but it's always shocking and very disturbing when someone commit suicide, when they decide that there's nothing worth living for. But I don't know, for those of us who, um, maybe feel like that we're, maybe never made as much money as we would have liked to have made, or been as successful as we would have liked to have been, or, those kind of things. And we see these people that seem like they have it all together and they have been very successful and they're a worldwide name. And then to find out that their life is less than happy uh, is just truly very sad. I had an encounter this morning actually with a friend. I consider him a friend. He actually now is a client of mine with Medicare products, but I went by his office to talk to him. He had some questions about his Medicare products, and so I'd stopped by there. And he's in the middle of some life situations. And so I ended up staying longer than I had intended, which is quite all right. Um, just talking. And you know what? Sometimes we don't know um, how close someone is uh, to a very dark place in their life. And if we can share just a little bit of brightness, just a little bit of something to light their path, to help light their path, um, then we should do that. And so I was able to do that today with a client and a friend, and hopefully help him, give him a little advice and a little encouragement, let him know that he is not alone, that he does have a lot of friends, and that we're all here, we're all in this together, and whether we're successful in our own minds or not, um, whether we are able to meet deadlines that we arbitrarily set for ourselves or not, we are still loved by God. I am still a princess in His eyes, and I am still greatly loved. Um, like my t-shirts that I had made, we're all broken, but we are dearly loved anyway. So I just want to remind you of that today, to go out and brighten someone's day, remind them that they're loved, and that even if things don't seem to be going right today, there's always tomorrow, and it could look brighter tomorrow. Things change. So have a very happy Wednesday, and hopefully I will see you again next week. And by the way, I already have another friend of mine lined up to do a video with me, with an interview with me. Now, she lives in East Tennessee, so I'm going to have to wait a few weeks until I'm up there again. But I'm very excited about having Becca Christensen on, and we'll have a good time when we do that. So I'm going to take Wednesday with Wanda on the road again. So anyway, have a great day. Until next time, friends.